going on, everybody? And we're back para un nuevo episodio of MIYA with myself, Abbie Knights, and my girl,
Lornalitz Baez.
So as you can see, the layout is a little different. I feel like we're typically kind of like Charlie's Angels. But Ariel couldn't make it today, so we're super sad. We miss her. We wish she was here. She definitely adds a whole different dimension to the show. We need her, and she's not here, so we miss you, Ariel. We wish you were on this episode, but we totally understand when you a boss and you busy. It just is what it is. So today it's episode 16, Sobreviviendo en Amor, which basically means surviving in love. So today we'll be talking about dating someone who was raised in love versus dating someone who was raised on survival mode. So two very different personalities, different perspectives. Really looking forward to diving into that, but first, let's get into these. Are you ready? Handy dandy tips for finding the right person for you. So aside from, manifesting things and professing your love for what you want in your life, I don't know, professing your love to yourself, which is what I'm doing these days, you can do the following. You can practice self-care and self-love. Check and check.
Check.
You can express your needs. I probably do that too much. Check. And don't settle. Set higher standards for who you date. Maybe my standards are too high. Check and check.
Check.
Check. So we're all checked on all the boxes there. We're doing all of that. And it's all about, I guess, understanding the truth behind attracting what you feel. I feel fabulous right now. I'm not attracting exactly what I haven't found what I want. It's a connection thing for me. What do you look for? How does it work for you? Because I know for me, it's not like, ooh, so he's about this tall. He's got these types of cheekbones. His breasts smell good. He don't have funky teeth. I like how he dresses. He drives nice. I don't do any of that. It's a connection thing for me. Yeah. If we connect and I'm feeling something, I'm in there. Like swimwear.
Oh, yeah.
But
for sure.
But, what do you look for? How does that work for you?
Well, I do believe that you can manifest and attract what you want in your life. I'm a strong believer in that. I am not religious, but I am spiritual. And I do have a Christian background. But, I believe in working on yourself, knowing exactly what you want, going on your knees and praying to the good Lord Jesus Christ, and manifesting what you want exactly. And be very careful on what you ask for, because you will get exactly what you ask for. That is legit the truth. Like I was saying, like, you definitely have to specify what it is that you want. Listen, if you are a spiritual person, then you completely understand what I'm saying right now. If you're not spiritual, then you're like, what the fuck is she saying right now? But what you confess with your mouth, what you think with your mind, and what you confess with your mouth will become reality. That's just a fact.
Amen.
So your thoughts have power and your words have power. And so what you're thinking in your mind and what you're saying out loud has power, and it will become reality. So if you want a certain type of guy, if you want a certain type of girl, and be very specific in everything, and you will get that.
I need to do more of that. Yeah. Oh, no, I see that. No, I totally see it. And amen to all of that. First of all, if you are not watching the actual episode, I feel sorry for you, because can we just highlight how good you look today? Yes, lipstick. Yes, dress. Like, yes. Round of applause. We got to hype you up. Yes, mama. Caliente. That's all I got to say. She bad. She's smart. And what? She's an amazing person. So I definitely think that's true in professing and speaking into existence what it is that you want in your life, manifesting what you want to be a part of your journey. We're not saying that we're not pushing religion onto anybody. We're just talking about our personal beliefs in what we do. And for us, it's just what's working for us. There's no right or wrong way. There's no like, you got to follow this formula. And if you go this way, then all of a sudden the person of your dreams is just poof, going to pop up. What we're saying is it's important to follow whatever your beliefs are. Whatever that belief system is that works for you, follow that and manifest what you are looking for in another person if you don't have a partner. And if you're lucky enough to have found someone amazing, then kudos to you. That's amazing, because I'm still looking, okay? But I think that, understanding what type of person you're dating. Someone who's raised in love versus someone who's come up on pain and had to be in survival mode their entire life is a very different type of personality. And I think the most important part when you are engaging with somebody like that is to first and foremost not be judgmental. They've got this saying, you catch more bees with honey. Well, why do people feel like it's okay to judge someone not knowing their entire story? We all weren't raised in the same circumstances. I mean, my childhood was pretty safe. I didn't have to worry about when I got home if someone was, I was bullied a lot, but as far as my central surroundings closest to home, my environment at home was a safe one. And everybody doesn't have that luxury. And I think that judging somebody before understanding them is really, really a sad thing to do, because you're isolating people and you're shutting them out. I mean, you don't get to choose how you're going to be brought up. You don't get to choose what area you're going to live in as a kid.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, it is crazy. I mean, I was raised in Brooklyn, East New York to be specific.
Holla! Come on, Brooklyn.
So for those of you that know, we're like, okay, Bushwick, East New York.
You smack your gum?
I know.
Like you got solid sound.
Stop. No, I wasn't that girl. But, I would say that my surroundings, wasn't like Beverly Hills or anything like that. So, right. But I was raised in a house with love. My mom and dad, they're still together. God bless them. They're happily married, and they did raise me very well. I did go to a Catholic school, went to St. Michael's. And, I was pretty much given everything that I would work for. And work hard for at home. Like, it wasn't just given to me. Like, I wasn't spoiled to the point where it was like, okay, whatever she wants. No, I had to wash dishes. I had to clean my room and wash clothes, and then I'll get what I want. You have to work for it a little bit. They definitely raised me to, with morals. They raised me to like know that, I am blessed and I'm able to get anything and everything I want, but I'm not going to just be given it. Okay. And I was raised in a loving home. My father is very affectionate and he's very loving. My mom as well. But I did fall into relationships with guys that were not in a loving home. And I think with my opinion, with what I could say about this, and this is just, my opinion, something about me wanted to fix them. I don't know if like you've had that experience, Abbie, but it was like, okay, I was raised in a happy home and I was given pretty much everything that I needed and everything that I wanted, I got. And then I met this guy that was not raised in a happy home. He was raised with a single mother. She worked like 3 jobs and she loved him, but didn't have time to show the love because she was always working and he was out in the streets. And I'm like, oh my God, all I want to do is just like grab this guy and I want to just make him, give him everything that he didn't have growing up. And I became like a fixer. Like I became, I would find myself like in relationships with guys that I couldn't fix, but for some reason my heart wanted to.
It's not healthy. I've been there.
It's not.
Guilty.
It's not healthy, and I did my best, but I realized that we were just complete polar opposites. Like, it's just, his mindset and my mindset and just the way I was brought up and the way he was brought up, it just didn't work.
Different
And
people.
it was exhausting, and it made me feel some type of way. And I realized I couldn't fix him. Like, it was not something that, it was not in my position to fix him.
Yeah. I think there's definitely a lot of truth to that. When I was doing that, I will say my biggest problem is I lost myself in the process
Yeah.
of trying to become what they needed me to be. And I lost, I mean, I was miserable. I wasn't happy. I was down. I felt a lot of pressure. I felt like a failure because I wanted to make them better. I just wanted them to just love themselves and life and have joy. And I think that my problem was I wasn't wise enough at that time. I hadn't experienced enough life to understand how to deal with a personality like that. And often people that are raised in what are sometimes considered survival modes, they're often misunderstood because they carry a lot of pain and they're very guarded. And
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to understand that when you're in it, right? Because you're like, but you're amazing and I think you're wonderful, and you try to encourage them and uplift them and give them the things that you feel like they need, and it's not enough because trust is hard. And a lot of times for
Yes.
people that have been through that, they've given their trust and that's been broken. And so that guard goes right back up 10 times higher. And I think that people need to understand that everyone within reason, right? Good people deserve a chance at being understood. I'm not saying that you need to just dive in and just be like an angel and be everybody's savior, but we all deserve love. We're all deserving of having that wonderful experience that we get to share with that special someone in our life. And I don't think that people should be held to only their upbringing. A lot of people made mistakes. They've been through a lot of things. I think the important part is to look at how did they come out of that situation? How did they
Uh-huh.
grow through that situation? Did they not change? Did they stay the same? Did they become worse? A lot of times people will go through things, and as they get older, they become really sheltered and aggressive and defensive all the time because they're so used to people constantly giving them what's perceived as like the short end of the stick because you're constantly being judged.
Yeah.
They don't want to look at you and just give you a chance to just get to know you. It's very simple, like
Mm-hmm.
when you think about it. Just get to know me. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing
Yes.
less. And I think that there's a lot of pros and cons to it, right? Because when it's understanding, it's people management skills, right? It's understanding
Mm-hmm.
personality. So when you know and understand how to pay attention to someone, their mannerisms, understanding what they've been through, what their story is, triggers, all that stuff, I think it helps you better develop a friendship first and a deeper
Mm-hmm.
understanding for who that person is as far as their
Mm-hmm.
essence and who they want to be. But there's
Mm-hmm.
pros and cons to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you get past that, you can be in a very loving, very trusting, wonderful relationship. And then there's the cons. There's a lack of trust. There's probably going to be a lot of arguing, insecurities, maybe a little possessiveness, a little controlling. Sometimes people that have experienced pain have a hard time receiving something good. And when they do have it, I think they hold on so tight and they're so afraid to lose it that sometimes they can become overbearing and very possessive. And
Yes.
there's levels to it, but this all has to do with people understanding. And I think that when you're looking for love, there's no set journey. There's no set
Mm-hmm.
path like, Lornalitz, if you dress like this and you talk like this and you go to this one place, you're going to find the love of your life tonight, guaranteed. If that was the case, I mean, hello. If you like it, then you should have put. I ain't got no ring, so. um, But like Beyonce said, where my ring at?
Hmm.
But I think it's important to just be realistic about things. Even with yourself, I'm not perfect. I don't put myself out there
Hmm.
like, hello, I'm just perfect. I don't do anything wrong. Like, we all have flaws. So I think it's
Oh
important to
yes.
understand that balance and what level of baggage you're willing to deal with and where you're looking to compromise. What's okay,
Yeah.
what's not. And I think that just simple understanding will go a very long way when it comes to great relationships, even as friendships. You know, taking the time to
Yeah.
listen. Like
Yeah.
a lot of
For
people
sure.
hear, but they don't
But they're
listen.
not listening. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, like, in my opinion, like, I feel like from my experience, the people that were brought up in a home that wasn't, I guess, ideal, they were the most loyal,
Yes,
you
because
know,
loyalty is everything. Mm-hmm.
because yeah, because loyalty is everything. And I definitely did experience some possessiveness, and I also felt like the expectation that they had of me was very high, and if I made a mistake, it was like the world ended for them, and that's just my experience. And so I have to agree with you there that it's just all about loving and giving someone the benefit of the doubt, regardless of what how they were raised and their upbringing, and if they did change. I mean, the relationships that I was in, they didn't, like, they were still working on themselves, so I didn't get to experience like
The
someone
best
that
parts of them. Mm-hmm.
the best parts of them. And then unfortunately, it just didn't work out because I just couldn't handle it anymore. It was like just a lot
It's a
for
lot.
me. It definitely was a lot because I mean, being in a friendship or a relationship is work already, but being
Mm-hmm.
in one where the person has experienced um the not so best ideal situation growing up, and it's like even more work, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have to agree with the fact that you should love somebody regardless of how they were um, brought up. And like you said before, the the part of what was it, to be in love, or to, what was it I said before? I'm sorry. You said something about
Being in love with somebody past
oh wait,
the,
the survival, right? Survival, and
yeah,
what is it?
raising
Survival
love or
and
survival.
yes. Okay, so raising love or survival. Sorry guys, I kind of like lost my train of thought right there.
It's hard
But
because these are emotional things to talk about, you know?
it is emotional things to talk about, and I find myself getting like a little bit choked up a little bit. But survival, being raised in survival, being raised in love. Okay. So, I do feel like a lot of the times, I don't know why is it that I attract these men that were raised in survival. Like, it's just so crazy. You know, it's
But
just so crazy how
sometimes
that
those are
happens.
great men if they grow past their situation in the right way, right? I've met some people
Yes.
that have had some crazy past, and they're some of the most loving, appreciative, loyal, understanding, just wonderful people. One of my friends, who is probably just one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever come across. He's a man, he's married, he's with the love of his life. I would have never in a million years guessed the trauma he grew up in. Never.
Yeah.
So everybody doesn't deal with it the same. I think it's the people that don't deal with the pain of the trauma they've experienced. I think that's where the real problem really comes into play, because understanding is everything, right? And a lot of people suppress pain. They don't like to deal with it. And that's,
Yeah, but
you
I
know,
also feel like, okay, so like in my situation, I was raised in love, but I feel like because I was raised in love and they were raised in survival, I want to give them the love.
mm-hmm,
Like, it's almost like I want to fix the person.
mm-hmm,
It's like I'm a healer, but then they find me and I feel like, okay, maybe it's meant for me to heal them. Maybe it's meant for me to show them the love, and I do. But because I haven't found the right person that has learned from that situation or has become a better person from it, it just didn't work out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it just didn't work out.
Been there, done that. Okay. Why am I single? Hello. Party of one over here. It's been like that for a hot minute too. So, you know, I think you first have to learn to understand yourself and grow into yourself before you can try to understand someone else and their pain and their circumstances. Absolutely. And so I think that the important part for people that are listening to take away from this is just to try to go into situations with an open mind, to be more understanding, and to just listen. People will show you exactly who they are if you just pay attention and you listen. Don't make excuses. Take things for what they are. When someone tells you, this is how I am, receive that. Don't be like, no, you're not selfish and aggressive and mean. No, because I want to see the fairy. No, if somebody tells you, this is who I am, believe them. When someone shows you a side of them, believe that. And if there are warning signs, listen to them. Don't stay in abusive situations. Make sure that while you're going through life and you're trying to find that someone, if that's something you're looking for, that you're looking in the right places and that you're not compromising. Because I wanted to be a fixer my whole life too. I wanted to just make everyone better. And it felt like everyone I dated was a project. And I was like, I don't want to be a parent to my partner. I don't want to be with a man who I feel like I need to parent. I shouldn't have to talk to you about ambition. Now, overcoming pain, I can definitely be somebody's rock for something like that. You know, understanding what someone's been through to help them grow past it, to have a better life, no problem. I can be a supporting partner there. But when you're trying to impose your trauma on me, like I'm a punching bag or a doormat, that's where you have to learn to draw the line. You know, there's a healthy way. There's a healthy way to be able to deal with things like this. So for people out there that are listening, we're not saying make excuses for aggressive behavior. What we're saying is just be understanding, because people deserve chances in life. And I feel like we all have made mistakes. And at some point we've hoped that somebody would give us a second chance to, you know, be better. So on that note, all we trying to say is when you looking for love and you find good love, just try to be more understanding and receptive to who that person is in that moment in their life, and not judge them by their past.
And don't ignore the red flags. Like, you know, I feel like it's super important to like not ignore the red flags. Like, sometimes you don't even know that you're in a relationship with someone that was raised in survival. Like, how do you even know that until you speak to them and get to know them better, and they show you and tell you what they've been through, you know? But there are red flags, you know, as well, that you should not be ignoring. I never had someone that would like make me feel, you know, like put their baggage on me. It was more of like, okay, this is what they went through, and I want to show them a little bit of what life can actually be. But if you are in a situation where it's like, okay, the person is putting like all this extra baggage on you, then that's a red flag.
Yeah.
So definitely don't ignore that.
Yeah. Look for the signs. And first and foremost, love yourself. That's the root of all happiness and all good things. So on that note, you guys, it's time for us to get on up out of here.
Aww.
But we'll be back soon. We'll be back next week, same place, same time. Or soon. Time. I don't know. You'll catch us. We got holiday episodes that are going to be coming up. And it's going to be a good time. So make sure you guys stay, I don't know, what would you like, tuned. Connected, stay tuned, keep up with us, find us on Instagram. Yes, what she said, at MIYA Podcast. And if you don't know how to spell it by now, MIYA to the A, MIYA Podcast. And you can follow us as well on our social medias at Lornalitz. It's the beautiful, lovely Lornalitz. I'm like, huh. And you can catch up with me at Abbie Knights. It's been a pleasure, you guys. Until next time, sending you lots of love. Mwah! Hasta pronto.